Welcome to the Take a Listing Today podcast, where our hosts Jim Studebaker and Todd Robertson give you strategies to get you out of the office right now so you can take a new listing today.
Right now.
And now, here's Jim and Todd.
Hello, and welcome to show number 94 of the Take a Listing Today podcast. I'm Jim Studebaker.
Todd Robertson over here, and right to my left, our producer, Lisa Gray, in the house.
Right to the left, yay!
Right to the left.
All right, sounds like some kind of a song there. Welcome to our show, and don't forget to visit our website after the show's over, takealistingtoday.com. All kinds of great things on that website, and a great topic for today's show. Here's a question for you. Are you providing testimonial-worthy customer service? And if not, why not? And some of you might be scratching your head saying, what exactly is testimonial-worthy customer service? We're going to answer that question for you and more. After we answer the question, can Lisa connect with a person on the phone?
I need like a game show sound effect. While I'm dialing.
While you're dialing?
Yeah, and then maybe a ding when I get it right.
All right, let's go. You have 15 seconds. Oops. That's
not the right song.
All right, that was my bad. Sometimes these songs just keep going on and on and on.
So I'm calling Aaron Rembella.
That was what I was trying to do there.
I appreciate that. Actually, I like that. You know what it did? It motivated me to do it right, to dial it right.
Well, we'll see if the motivation worked or not.
Right.
And in just a second here. Who are we calling, Aaron or Paul?
Aaron Rembella. We're calling. So this is a team, Aaron and Paul.
We'll take whoever answers, to be honest.
Hello?
This is Aaron.
Aaron, this is Jim and Todd and Lisa from the Take a Listing Today podcast. We're calling on behalf of ProspectsPLUS.com. You know that place?
Prospects Plus postcards.
Did we lose you?
Hello? Hello? Oh, it's gone.
Do we have a bad connection?
All right. The call did end.
But the question is, did it end on purpose?
I think we need to call them ahead of time in the future so they're...
Are you calling her back?
So they're ready.
No, I'm calling Paul, her partner.
What? What do we call... What if her phone, was in a bad area?
I think that was
we'll
her.
try Paul, then we'll try Aaron again. I'm mixing it up. I'm keeping it.
Paul, your wife hung up on us, so we're trying you now. Can we go with that?
Hey, it's
Take her to a nice dinner tonight. Put her in a good mood, please. We need to get Paul the gift card to take the wife out to dinner.
We're really not stalking you. We're trying to give you some money.
Right.
But it's not going very well.
Hello. Oh, it's ringing. Paul.
How does it take so long to ring?
I don't know. That was really
They were
weird.
probably calling the FBI in the meantime there, saying, okay, here's the call.
Right.
Trace it quickly.
We'll have 3 black vans outside.
Coming up there. Paul, this is Jim and Todd and Lisa with the Take a Listing Today podcast. We're calling on behalf of ProspectsPLUS.com. You know that place?
Yes, I do.
Oh, excellent. Well, if you've got a second, Paul, we wanted to call you and talk with you about the recipe series campaign that you booked on ProspectsPLUS.com.
And then also give you a chance to win a
$120
gift card and some swag from our Take a Listing Today podcast show, if that interests you.
Sure.
All right.
Tell us about your campaign. So thanks for picking up. First of all, it's impressive that you set up, it was a 1-year campaign, correct?
Yes, it was.
And who is that going out to? Is it going out to your past clients, centers of influence? And what made you pick that? And
It's just going out. It's going out to a neighborhood that I wanted to canvass.
Cool.
Nice. Okay.
And you picked the recipe cards. Have you tried any of those recipes yet, Paul?
I have not. Like I said, it was something my wife and I used to do marketing and advertising up in New Jersey, and now we live down in Florida doing real estate, and we wanted to see if it was going to be successful or not.
Cool.
I like to try to do something that's a little outside the box, a little different.
Right.
And I saw the recipe cards. I said, hey, let's give it a shot.
Great. What part of Florida are you in?
We're in the East Coast, Vero Beach.
All right.
Nice. We're over on the other side. We are Bradenton, Sarasota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, very nice. Well, Paul, we appreciate you answering. And as we mentioned, we have a Take a Listing Today contest that we do on our show where you could win a gift card, $120 for almost anything on ProspectsPLUS.com.
A signed book called Take a Listing Today, unless you already have the book.
No, I do not.
Oh, we'll send that to you. Coffee mug. We have a T-shirt, one size fits all. We'd love to send one of those to you as well. Are you game for our game?
He's ready.
Sure, let's go.
All right.
I like him. Let's go.
Some of these questions can be crazy. Put your thinking cap on. Jim Studebaker.
And this one
Make it easy so Paul can win. Be good to him.
This is easy. And in fact, Paul, this is a great one because if you don't get the answer correct at the beginning, you can shout out a different answer. The answer is going to be a number. So it's kind of like the Price is Right show where I'm going to say higher or lower just in case you didn't get it on the nose the first time. Sound good?
All right.
Good.
Here we go.
And Paul, we're going to give you 15 seconds on the clock to get this right. Here is your question. How many people signed the United States Constitution?
Oh, it's almost a trick question because of the Declaration of
How many
Independence.
people?
How many people?
So just start
Signed
guessing.
the what?
Just start guessing.
Constitution.
Sign the Constitution. Jim's going to tell you higher or
That
lower.
would be 22.
Higher.
Oh.
Let's,
We ran out of-
let's give him another 15 seconds.
Yeah.
You know what we were talking. Go ahead.
Keep
Higher
going.
than 22.
32.
Higher.
52.
Lower.
42.
Lower.
Go fast.
40.
Lower.
38.
Higher.
Oh,
Oh my
you
gosh.
you know what? He's been such a
Oh.
good sport. I say we give him tell him the answer and let's give him a brand new question.
39.
Obviously, 39 was the answer.
That was his next answer.
It had to have been, right?
What?
One more second.
39.
Paul, that was tricky though because exactly my mind went there too because you're thinking of the Declaration of Independence, all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
documents.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
There was a lot of things in there.
Yeah.
Well,
All
what-
right.
Well, now you know how it works here, Paul. This next question will be very easy. Ready? Here is your question. What year did the Spanish flu begin?
1916 or 1716.
No. Higher.
1816.
Higher.
1816.
It was the 1900s.
1916.
Two more than 1916.
1920.
Two lower than 1920.
He got it. He just didn't hear you. He would have said 1918.
Would you say 1918?
I did.
Yes! Congratulations! All right. Boom! Wow, we got a big winner here this time. People don't normally win this game, Paul. You are exceptionally good. So Lisa is throwing me the T-shirt. All right, that's fine.
It's got all three of our mugs on it. Okay.
And we have a mug with our mugs on it.
Yeah, a mug actually. So you're gonna get
nice.
a gift card, a T-shirt, a signed book,
Yep.
and keep
whatever-
up the great work. And if you need us, get in touch and we'll help you out. Okay.
And Lisa will get a
Awesome,
hold
I
of you.
appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Lisa will get with you to get all these stuff sent off to you. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Paul. Have a great day.
Stay strong out there.
All right. Well, you know what? With those kind of rules, we have a winner every time, don't we?
Right.
You know what? These guys are in it to win, Paul and Aaron, and with that campaign, so they deserve to win.
You know what? I meant to tell Paul that his wife hung up on us, so we probably should have done that. But. You know, they're going to talk at the dinner table tonight, and she's
like,
going to say, I got this great call.
He's gonna say, "Wait, I got a call too."
And he's going to say, I'm glad you hung up because I won the prize.
Right. And he's going to hoard it.
Because
He's
she
gonna
would have
hold-
won otherwise.
She's gonna call shares. He's just going, "Nope,
No shares.
no
So,
shares."
right. So maybe for those of you watching, you will take a lesson from that. And when we call, don't hang up. Because we're going to call your spouse and then give the prize to
The
them.
other thing to learn if you're listening, and you have the ability, write this phone number down, 855-807-8258, and call into the show.
Yeah.
We every other Thursday, actually, if you go to takealisting.com, you'll see when the show is live and what hours to call in, but it's typically every other Thursday. So in 2 weeks, we'll be in the studio again. If you call in, you can be on the show, you can win.
Wow.
So
or
you
just,
don't have to wait to be called. Call in.
or just knock on the door. You know what? We'll open it. Come on in. No big deal.
Come on in. Yeah.
Security is lax here. All right, moving on. So, today we are asking the burning question. Are you providing testimonial-worthy customer service? Now, as you know, in every profession, there are those individuals who work just hard enough to get by, And some real estate agents are no exception.
And I want you to think about this before we go into the meat of the matter here. And I want you to see how you can apply this, right? Are you providing testimonial-worthy customer service? Wolfgang Puck, everybody knows that person, that restaurant, right? So before he opened his first restaurant, he took 2 years off and he went to the best, finest restaurants in the world. And he just observed. Mm-hmm. And he wanted to find out what makes people excited to come back. And guess what his one answer was?
Customer service.
I wrote this down asking how could this apply to you? He said the best night was opening night. The excitement, the people. So he goes, well, you know what we're going to do? We're going to make every night opening night.
That's a great idea.
That's his mindset, and that was his training. So I wrote down, how could you apply this as a realtor? In one way is every single person that you have a transaction with to get a testimonial. But think about that and look that up and think about how could you bring that level of exceptional service, exceptional caring, exceptional energy to the table.
You know, another example of that is Broadway.
Oh, yes.
I mean, they can have a play running for 3 years, 4 years. Every night is the first night for the person sitting in the audience. So
right, and they pour it out.
It's got to feel like opening night.
Right.
Yeah, can you imagine what it takes to show up at that level every night? What would happen if you tested that? You said, for 1 week, I'm going to show up like it's opening night to my work. And just try it for a week and see what happens.
You know what you just reminded me of, which is so true, right? When I got into real estate, tell me if you saw this, I remember new people beating the veterans. And the manager said, you know why? Because you're new and you're learning and you have
momentum.
enthusiasm.
Yeah.
And they're bored and tired. So if they're going to show up bored and tired and you're showing up, boom, excited, ready to go,
and
you've already.
And the new people don't know any better.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Newness.
It happens in the golf championships where all of a sudden somebody will come out of left field and they're like, who is that?
Right, right.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
Now the
tennis.
Now the correlation to that on our show, when people watch our show, it seems like it's our first day here every time. So it works out.
We're fumbling around with microphones, cameras, lighting.
Right. How do we work this phone here?
Makeup. Oh, no, we don't have makeup. We just have to go in how we are. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lisa has to reapply her makeup after the show because it runs off.
I'm crying.
If she forgets on Thursdays to wear the waterproof.
Waterproof variety.
So I'm crying at how difficult it is to work.
So let's give them some ideas how they can make this happen, because I know a lot of realtors watching and listening are already doing this, and those of you that are not, just plant this in your mind and do this every single transaction, and guess what? Throughout time, you will build up a list of testimonials. So when you're going on a listing appointment, imagine you said, boom, let me send this over, and they have 50 testimonials with the name, a phone number, and a sentence. That is mind-blowing.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, Gary, I just have to say this because it's just correlates and it happened. Just today, something popped up on my phone, and it was from Instagram, and it was Gary V talking about success, and he gets these people DMing him all the time. How can I grow my business? How can I get more revenue? How can I get more clients? And he said, I always go and I check their social media. And what I find interesting is many of these people that are asking this question have not responded to any comments under their posts.
No
and
engagement.
he said, there's nothing more important than care.
Right.
Than how you care, than how you treat people who you have their attention. What are you doing? So he's saying the very thing that we're saying right now.
Right.
Of all the topics for him or all the things to point to, Gary Vee is saying, customer service, man. You want to grow a business and you're not even responding to people commenting?
So, and I think what's great is that we preface this topic. So no matter what level you are listening or watching, if you're brand new, if you're 10 years in the business, if you're dominating, a lot of people have done this and got away from this. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's go through the points and give them some great things here.
Sure. So if you don't want to be the agent that just gets by. Like, for example, the list and pray agent who feels a sign in the yard and the MLS listing is a job well done. No. It's the buyer's agent who skips the counseling and doesn't listen to the client's wants and needs in the new home. And agents like these, honestly, just cast a cloud over the profession of real estate. So with saying that, the real estate industry is also populated with many customer service oriented agents who go the extra mile with each client. So we've come together with some ideas contributed by agents with clients who love them. So let's see what these agents are doing that is so great. Number one is buyer Counseling. It's a vital aspect of your job. Buyers who understand the process and paperwork are aware of some of the pitfalls they may face along the way, and therefore they are more relaxed. They are thus easier to work with, and they come out of the transaction feeling positive about their agent.
And especially in this market, this has to happen because just like the young lady who we just talked to, Shanta, a week ago, right? Thing about that is they've got to really do the consultation, let them know, hey, there might be 20 offers. We might have to overlook boom appraisal inspection. So that consultation needs to be very tight and really professional.
Absolutely. So what does the counseling look like? Well, you want to explain to your buying and or selling clients in detail things like the mortgage process from start to finish in plain English, the entire selling or buying process, the paperwork that they'll be asked to sign, what is expected of them during this process. For example, sellers need to leave the home during showings. Buyers should be punctual and respectful of the seller's time when showing up for showings. And what happens at the closing.
So here's what I love about what you just said. So all the great agents out there will actually put this in a checklist format, right? So if Lisa's our buyer, we're the agent team. So if she has an analytical mindset, so she'll have all these details to engage her brain. And if she's not an analytical mindset, we still give her that and let her know that, boom, here's the process we'll be going until we get you into your new home. So it's kind of like putting them on a safe island.
Absolutely. And then an excellent follow-up question to that, working with the buyer or the seller.
Right.
Tell me, what are your expectations of me?
Yeah.
Oh, and that's such a great question. I know we talked about that in our producers meeting, and that makes them feel important. And that lets them know, boom, you're humble.
Right.
And that also will draw out, well, maybe they'll tell you, oh, I had a bad experience a year ago because this and this happened. So, right? A lot.
That's actually a great, what you just said, that's a great listing presentation question. What do you expect of me or from me?
And it's also assumptive.
Because it's going to give you some of the objection points. You're right, they'll come out because you're freeing them up. They're not feeling defensive.
Right.
To tell you about maybe bad experiences or, what they're really looking for. They're going to give you the yeses, how you can win them as a client. But then even as you're going through, once they've signed the listing presentation, just to reiterate, what's important to you? I asked you what matters to you. You told me this. And just to reiterate one more time, boom, 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 these are the things I'm going to focus on
and we
for you.
serve it up for them.
Yeah. And can you imagine if you follow through that whole transaction beginning to end, hitting those points that they said are important, how that person feels? Oh my gosh, talk about referrals.
Oh, incredible.
Sure.
And think about, once they get testimonials, we're going to go through these ways. You could use it on your marketing. You could use them on your website. You can use them on, all over. And I remember being a realtor in Bakersfield, California, and luckily I had a great broker, and he said every single transaction, right on closing, not 2 months later. So I would be aggressive and ask for testimonials, and most people would say, well, just write it up and I'll sign it. So I was new, and I would destroy agents who have been in there 20 years because enthusiasm, and I'm playing strong like this, and they're just showing up going, oh, I've been in the business 20 years, here's what we do.
And back in the day, at least what I did, you probably did the same thing.
Right.
We had a 3-ring binder
Right.
that had the little plastic things that you put the testimonials in.
Yep.
You took it to a listing presentation.
And
Hey,
you show them.
flip through my, right?
Exactly.
Now they're online, and that's how people gauge you, because they do all their
everything.
research up front on the internet.
Yep.
So you have to have those testimonials for people to
There's nothing I do
figure out.
that I don't read reviews first. I mean, is there anything you do without reading reviews?
And think about any great commercial. Commercials cost a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Or infomercials cost a bunch of money, both. And they use so many testimonials in there, right?
Totally.
Oh, well, if they liked it and they liked it, okay, I think I'll like it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So how about if you want to set yourself apart from the other agents, what about some add-on services that you can provide? It doesn't matter whether your client is the buyer or the seller. They're both going to have to face the huge task of moving. Yes. You can make it easier on them to move while making yourself memorable. How about, has something to do with boxes here, but I can't get the page turned soon enough. I remember the boxes. Yes, supplying them with moving boxes. One agent we know has the boxes printed with her branding on it.
Very smart.
How about,
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
how about you or your assistant can make sure the utilities are scheduled to be turned off at the old home and on at the new home? What about landscaping and pest control, pool maintenance, housekeeping? You can cancel and start that up as needed. How about drawing up a list of the area's best of everything, such as the best parks and daycares, gyms, veterinarians, etc.?
Exactly. And one realtor that's listening right now, think about this. If you implemented half of these bullet points that Jim just went over, you've already separated yourself from the competition because 90% or more will not be doing these things. Transactions closed, they're in scarcity mode. I got to go get another transaction, so they abandon the person that likes them, and they're at their highest level of excitement.
Right.
At that
That's
moment.
when you ought to be helping them out so they can.
Right.
Yep.
And what's one of the top things that we hear over and over and over before the closing that they don't like about their agent? It is communication, right?
Yep.
So, topic number 3 is always provide updates. If you only handle a few transactions at a time, there really is no excuse for your clients to not receive update calls from you or an assistant or a transaction coordinator. Keep them up to date on what's happening. If you are unresponsive in their phone calls, it's one of the things that clients complain about the most. Now, here's a cool idea. Agents who handle many transactions simultaneously should consider purchasing a client communication software that they can log into online
Or like
and
a portal.
follow the transaction's progress.
That's
very nice.
That's huge right there. And I would be curious to know what percentage of agents actually use that, because we talked about that exists in the mortgage industry, probably insurance industry. And I know a lot of offices have transaction coordinators, so it has to exist there. But talk about making you way more efficient.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
I mean,
You make that money back because the amount of phone calls you're not getting because they can just go and look.
Right.
They don't have to bother you now.
Right.
You know what I mean? The efficiency there. And they're calm because they know that, especially when they see, okay, this person is in there, they're updating.
yeah.
You know, even if there's nothing going on, what if every couple days you just go in, you know, still working, blah, 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 nothing new to update. So at least they see.
So when
okay,
they go on there, exactly, that puts them at ease going, oh, I just have to get them these 2 documents. Oh, I'll get that one at lunch tomorrow.
Right.
I'll call
Right.
my...
Right.
So that's beautiful. So
Yeah.
have a portal. Use technology. It's just like golfers. They say the golfers, Ben Hogan, if he had the equipment today, he would have obviously used this equipment. So use what's available to you in this day and
Right.
age because it's
Right.
here.
Exactly. And one final thought for you to take with you as you turn off this show after it's over. The relationship should not end at the closing. Your clients will appreciate a closing folder with all the pertinent paperwork organized inside. Now, obviously, they're going to get one from the lender or the closing agent, but yours should be different, much more user-friendly. Include all the listing, marketing materials, all the paperwork involved in the transaction, and plan at least one annual or biannual client appreciation event to help you remain top of mind with your former clients. Doing these things, going above and beyond, is something which many agents merely pay lip service to. So if you make it your top priority, you will enjoy the payoff, such as loyal, referring, and returning clients.
And you know what's crazy at the closing? And I remember this from seminars or doing seminars, but watch at the closing. So let's say you're the buyer's side, you're the listing side. You guys close, boom, you move on. Well, a lot of people will just move on without staying in touch. So there are a lot of great agents out there, right? Because you have the info of the other agent. So what the great agents will do is wait for a little time go by, see if that agent stayed in touch, and they will adopt that agent. They will adopt them because they've had some interaction and put them in there.
Oh, you mean adopt the client,
Adopt the other person's client because
Right.
they're going to
Yeah.
abandon them.
Yeah, yes.
So it's beautiful. And that's fair because after it's done, it's,
Actually, I would adopt it either way.
Right,
You
right.
know, if I've touched that person one time,
Right,
they
because
keep
after
going
the
in there.
transaction's closed, it's
Yeah,
open.
yeah.
Yep, good point.
It's every man for himself.
That's right. Like it is most places. Well, anyway, thank you for joining us today to learn all about providing testimonial-worthy
We get
Testimonial
tongue-tied at times.
worthy. Yes, customer service. All right, good. Don't forget today's podcast. They actually booked for another week. Still brought to you by ProspectsPLUS.com.
All right,
So
so
thank
we're
goodness.
We're going live again in 2 weeks. This is good.
Right. So we're gonna be good. We'll be back again next week. Don't forget to visit their website, ProspectsPLUS.com, because they need to make some money off of this thing or they're gonna cut us off.
And if you have time, leave them a testimonial.
Yes, a testimonial. Boy, Lisa's gonna milk that one, isn't she?
Oh, boy.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.